I ended up costing a national TV show its entire production budget for an episode. And it all started with a simple, polite request they chose to ignore. To properly set the scene, I have to explain my situation. I'm a college student in Portugal. I was born and raised on the Azores Islands, out in the middle of the Atlantic. But to go to college, I had to move to the mainland and rent an apartment. It was a good place, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, and a kitchen, all in a quiet neighborhood. Everything was perfectly fine until a TV production crew began renovation work in the apartment directly above mine. The show is quite famous here, called Corrido Media Casa, which translates to honey. I changed the house. They gut the entire home and remodel it completely with new furniture, new floors, the whole works. As you can imagine, they make an incredible amount of noise. Now, I'm not a party animal. I'm a calm guy who likes to stay home, have a few friends over, and play some games. Crucially, I do most of my college work late at night in my apartment, since I spend most of the day in class. Here in Portugal, there's a law that allows construction noise between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. My classes usually don't start until 11 a.m. or noon, which normally works out great for me, because with all my work, I typically don't get to sleep until around 4 a.m. But this crew? They started drilling the floor at 8 a.m. on the dot. Every single day. My housemate, Nuno, and I were shocked by the sheer volume. We initially let it slide, assuming it would only take a week to replace the floor. My dad and I had done it once back home, so I had a reference. But we were wrong. The drilling noise was constant. Every day they were there. I was becoming sleep-deprived and miserable. But the college work had to get done. So, I decided to try and reason with them. I went upstairs and knocked on the door. A very short, heavy-set man opened it, looking at me as if I were a piece of furniture. Let's call him Mr. Barros. The conversation was brief. "Hi," I said. "I'm from the apartment below." "Hey. What do you want?" He grunted. "I was going to ask if you could possibly start the drilling around 10 a.m. I explained. "I'm a college student and I have to do most of my work at night. So sometimes I only get to sleep in the morning. Would that be possible?" This reveals Mr. Barros's greatest fatal flaw, his arrogance. He saw a college student, not an equal. And in that moment of casual dismissal, he unknowingly sealed his project's fate. "Nah," he scoffed. "We have a job to do. You should go to sleep earlier if you want to sleep." And with that, he shut the door in my face. I was furious, but I kept my cool. After all, I thought, maybe it was partly my fault for my late schedule. Weeks crawled by, and the noise never stopped. My patience was wearing thin. I even called the show's customer service, and they politely told me there was nothing they could do, as the crew was within their legal rights. I kept wondering, this apartment is the same size as mine. How are they possibly taking this long? Then came the glorious morning that changed everything. I groggily woke up and went to the bathroom to shower. I flipped on the light switch and froze. My bathroom was covered in clay dust. Rocks were scattered everywhere. And right above the toilet, there was a gaping hole in my ceiling. I was radiating pure fury. Just then, My housemate Nuno got home. Nuno is not a calm person in these situations. I told him what happened. And we marched upstairs together. I convinced him to let me do the talking. I knocked again. To my surprise, it was Mr. Barros once more. This time looking right at me. I started. You guys opened a hole in my bathroom. He cut me off. Yeah. We know. We already covered our part. Okay. I replied. My voice steady. But what about our part? The part with the hole and the mess? Mr. Barros made a critical error at that moment. By not only damaging our property but insulting our very character. He transformed a simple noise complaint into a personal vendetta. Completely unaware that this single act of disrespect would lead to his own show's public humiliation. He smirked. Can't you guys fix it? I mean, you are men. Can't you fix the house? Nuno looked like he was about to explode. But I calmly placed a hand on his chest to hold him back. No way. I said firmly. You broke it. You're going to fix it. Unless we need to call the landlord and sue your show for damages. His demeanor changed instantly. Okay. We'll fix it. No need to get all formal. As we walked back downstairs, we could hear them laughing and making fun of us. Nuno was still seething. But I was calm. Because I already had a plan. A beautiful, petty, perfect plan. A couple of days later, 2 genuinely nice guys from the crew came down, apologized, and fixed the hole perfectly. We chatted for a bit. They were cool. But my revenge was already in motion. Sorry, dudes. Both Nuno and I own powerful JBL speakers, the kind that can get seriously loud. This is where the fun begins. I started adjusting my sleep schedule to go to bed early so I could be wide awake at 8 a.m. Each morning, I'd get up, take a shower, and get ready for my classes. Then, I would plug both speakers into my laptop. Search for Japanese porn, because the screaming is exceptionally high-pitched, and crank the volume to the absolute maximum. I'd set it on a loop and leave it blasting all day until I got home around 6 p.m. It was beautiful. My housemate Nuno was completely on board. As we both started leaving the apartment earlier anyway. The sweet symphony of revenge played for days. Until, one afternoon, we heard a frantic knock on our door. It was Mr. Barros. And his face was priceless. Hey! He yelled over the noise. I don't know what you're doing. But it has to stop. We are recording today and we can't have those weird noises in the background. He explained that they record the show's audio inside the actual house for authenticity. Instead of a studio. Because they're cheap. I just looked at him. Nah. I said. My voice calm. Since you are in your legal right to make noise from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So am I. I can make any noise I want in that period of time. That will really hurt the show. And you know that. He pleaded. People love this show. Your mother probably watches it and loves it. Maybe. I shrugged. But she knows how things are. So she doesn't mind. I don't mind. The landlord doesn't mind. Can't you fix it yourself? As one commenter on my story later put it. It was priceless to be able to use his own words against him. The look of impotent rage on his face was everything I had hoped for. He started stomping the ground like a child, turned around, and stormed off. The noise continued. I saw the camera crew arrive from my window. They'd go upstairs, knock on my door, and I wouldn't answer. Just loud, lewd noises all day long. This went on for 3 straight days of their scheduled filming. And then, one day, they just gave up. They never tried to film again. I'm fairly certain the episode had to be cancelled because of the unusable audio. The best part is that these renovations are done for free for the homeowners. The show's only revenue comes from viewership of the episodes. It still puts a smile on my face to know they wasted an entire production budget on nothing. All because a manager couldn't be bothered with a little common courtesy. I even suspect that the regular construction guys, like the 2 who fixed our ceiling, would have found it hilarious. The producers would have been furious. But the crew? They'd be quietly laughing about the shoot that got cancelled by a college kid and his speakers. Ah, sweet revenge. The story is a perfect reminder that respect is a two-way street. If you're going to wield a set of rules as a weapon, you'd better be prepared for your opponent to pick up that same weapon and use it against you. So, what do you think? Was the revenge perfectly proportional to the crime? Or did it go too far? Let us know in the comments below.